I direct the Writing and Communications Corner at Christian Brothers University, and we were recently certified through SWCA CARE, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that today. When I first heard about SWCA CARE, I knew it was something I wanted to pursue. I had been reaching across disciplines more and more through our WCC, and I was looking for something to give us a little bit more credibility as I was reaching more and more faculty and students across disciplines. But every certification program I was looking into didn't really get into writing center theory and practice. They really were for widespread tutoring programs, which is fine, but I wanted something focused on writing center work. SWCA CARE does that, and even more so, it's flexible for a variety of institution sizes, programming, and missions, and so it can be applied no matter what your size is or what your programming looks like. Writing centers are places of innovation, inclusion, accessibility, and we all have missions that tout those sorts of things. Unfortunately, a lot of times our institutions don't recognize us for those attributes, and even though we say that we are those things many times, we are often not recognized as such. Certification gave us a way to get that message out bigger than we had before. Once we were certified, I contacted upper administration, deans, vice presidents, and even the president's office, and let everyone know we've been certified, and this is a really big deal. We worked hard on this. We worked hard to be a place that could be certified, and we want you to know that we've received this distinction. By the fall semester, we had gotten notified in May. By the fall semester, the marketing program had written an article about us that remains to this day, several months later, on our intranet website that highlights important things that have happened on our campus this semester. I also was invited to a Conversations with the President, a broadcast that our president does weekly where he interviews someone on campus who is doing interesting work. And usually it's someone who has created a new program or something like that. And I was chosen because of the certification. While we were having the conversation, and this is on YouTube and available now still, while we were having the conversation, the president did give me a chance to talk about the certification. He already knew about it because I had told him, but by giving me that voice and that opportunity to talk about certification, it gave us a little bit more publicity. After that article I mentioned and this broadcast with the president, several faculty members contacted me to offer congratulations for the certification and for getting written up and being able to talk about it. And while I was taking these congratulations, I used the opportunity to talk with those faculty members about ways that I could collaborate with them in work in the WCC. We thought about events we could have, communicative projects they might assign, all kinds of things that gave me opportunity to create a collaboration with them. Interestingly, working through the certification process gave us a chance to self-assess our programming and do a bit of organization. To be able to tell our narrative for certification, we really needed to show relevance for all of our programming. And as we looked through the things we do and our practice, we found ourselves revisiting philosophies, adding on to philosophies, adding programs, tweaking programs, that sort of thing. And we became a better program for our students we work with. simply just going through the act of certification. I didn't realize that that was going to happen, but I thought that that was a wonderful thing to have happened for us. The consultants have noticeable pride in being a certified space. We we talk about it a lot, and we're able to use the logo that shows that we're certified. It goes on every poster, it's on our website, it's in that article I mentioned earlier, and they take pride in saying, oh wait, I need to put the logo on this, right? And I see that they see the recognition on campus. They work hard, and it's just really nice to know that all of their hard work is important. And I love that this has happened for them, and sometimes I think this is the best part of certification. They can even put this on their resume, which is really nice as well. The process can be a little daunting at first. You look at all of these things that you're supposed to turn in and write up, and you think about all of the other things that you need to do, and where will you find the time. I will say that we worked on hours for about a year. I don't know that everyone needs to have that much time. We're just a small operation, and I knew we needed to spend that time, especially if we didn't want to feel pressed and pushed to get it done. We only have one director, that's me, and 8 undergraduate consultants. So in the fall, or in January of 2019, we started that assessment process I talked about earlier, and really did that through that whole semester. The consultants and I just talked about programming, and we did all of that tweaking I was talking about. Over the following summer of 2019, I was able to hire an assistant to keep hours in the WCC for the summer to do consulting, but she also spent probably the bulk of her time drafting the pieces to our certification application. She's a lead consultant and excellent, and just the person to have pulled this off. I don't have a summer contract, so it was nice to have her work on that over the summer and have a draft ready for me when the fall started. During that fall semester, we spent time revising, adding, deciding which parts of our programming we would submit, and that sort of thing. I will give a shout out to Ariel Ernest, who was that assistant during that period of time. She spent a lot of time and worked very hard on what we've now achieved, and I want to acknowledge that hard work. She's now on to other things as a civil engineering major, but she was a great asset to us when she was with us during that period of time. We are really thrilled to have received certification. It's definitely worth the effort. I would say my biggest advice for anyone pursuing certification is to map out your time, plan out the time you're going to use for certification. Decide when you're going to submit your application. I wanted to submit in January of 2020, so I started in January of 2019, and so that I would have plenty of time, knowing that I had papers to grade and classes to teach, advising to do, and my students, the consultants, often have other jobs, and they're among the most active students on campus. So the time was important for us. Every center is going to be different. So I would say my biggest piece of advice is to map all of that out and to plan according to how things run in your own space. And know that in the end, it's going to really be worth it. The recognition on campus, and you have to tell people, they won't know automatically. By telling them, though, it feeds into ideas of retention and recruitment, things that higher administration want to talk about, and it also gives a sense of pride to everyone who's involved in the WCC, the consultants more than anyone, but also the faculty we work with, they can talk about working with a certified center. And it's really been nice to assess our work and see where we are and think through why we do the things that we do. Nothing can replace all of those important outcomes. I really do encourage you to pursue certification so you can see these benefits for yourself.